Hello folks, my name is Dan Trimble. Have a little presentation on what it means to build green. I hear I only have a few minutes of your attention, so hang on to your hat. The way we explain this is this little illustration called the green continuum. We can't get very far until we understand the goals of all this green talk. Sustainable is the word we use in the industry. Simply means using resources at a slower pace than they can regenerate naturally. We want to leave no waste behind. We want to preserve the environment for future generations so they can enjoy it just like we do. The method we use is called green building. Designing and building with an understanding of and an emphasis on sustainability. Green is simply a term used for comparison. One material is greener than the other. It means everything and nothing. It's a comparison term, a little like fair. Fair is a moving target. Green is a moving target. This is the way this all shakes out on our green continuum. On the far left, the notable extreme is a wasteland. Strip your property of all its resources and turn it into a nuclear waste dump. That's the worst thing you can do. On the very far right-hand side, the very best they can do, put a fence around it and stay off it. That's sustainable. It can sustain itself perfectly well on its own. Our goal is to be as sustainable as possible. Green is the way we do it. We have to admit, whether you build a skyscraper in the city or a cabin in the woods, we will have an impact on the environment. We just want to minimize it and possibly even do good things. Let's look at some of how the industry standards stack up on our green continuum. First, we have the HUD standard, Housing and Urban Development, a government standard. It's the minimums. It basically meets local codes and a minimum of insulation and efficiencies. It's a starting point, not a very good starting point, but it's at least some place where we can get going. Next up the line, we have the Energy Star. If you are 15% more efficient than the HUD standard, this is in the building industry, 15% more efficient than the HUD standard, you can be certified as an Energy Star home. Energy Star is very, very similar things going on in the appliances, 15% more efficient than the next appliance or its prior appliance. So 15% better and you can be Energy Star certified. Next, we march way up our continuum to some of the green build standards set out by the U.S. Green Building Council. The green building standards, My Green Cottage has a certification. It's a company with a certification as far as a green structure. And LEED certified. LEED is Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. Well recognized. Not perfect, but well recognized in the industry. You'll hear a lot about a LEED building or a LEED residence. So these are some of the industry standards we work towards. And if you're really brave, you can march up our green continuum within the LEED standards. There's LEED Silver, LEED Gold, and LEED Platinum. Each one of them getting you a little further up towards that sustainable goal. The book for LEED programs is about an inch thick with thousands of items to choose from in the greening of your project. So you pick and choose amongst them and get you as close to sustainable as possible. Or if you're a little more independent, forget the certifications. You can be as green as you want to be. You do the study, understand the systems, put them into your project, and you can land anywhere you want on our green continuum. Okay, we've looked at some of the standards we try to live up to. How do our building systems today stack up on our green continuum? First, we have conventionally stick-built homes, a tired old system that needs to be replaced. 95% of our homes these days are still built in this old-fashioned method. Very difficult to build a green home starting from a stick-built project. Next up, we have log homes. We build about 40,000 log homes in America every year. They are beautiful. Unfortunately, they're resource and energy intensive. Lots of wood, lots of materials, and lots of trees have to be taken out to build them in the first place. And they're prone to leakage and low efficiency standards, so they don't get us very far up our continuum. One fantastic choice is a Riverbend timber frame home with structural insulated panels. You get the benefits of this gorgeous timber frame, traditionally joined with mortise and tenon joinery, and then it's enclosed with this bleeding edge structural insulated panels. Super tight, super efficient. You get the best of all worlds and a beautiful home. On the far end of our green continuum is sustainable living, or very close to it. You'll probably live off grid. You move to a temperate climate, so you don't need much energy in the first place. You live in a straw bale house with a grass roof, grow your own food, have a cow or a horse. Might not have a car. I'm not sure if that works into the scheme. You make your own clothes. Probably read Mother Earth News. I like Mother Earth News, but it's a way of life most of us wouldn't put up with. So you're building a Riverbend timber frame home and you want to add to its green qualities. You might add a high-performance window system so that you get that added R value and higher efficiency. You can use geothermal heat, which will be essentially free once you put the systems in. A little bit of electricity to pump it, but geothermal heat uses the earth temperature to heat and cool your home. Insulated concrete forms for your foundation system, so then that portion of the home is insulated. And you might put solar cells, whether they be for heating water or generating electricity. You can put solar power on. Each one of these items gets you a little further up the green continuum. Any way you slice it, starting with a Riverbend timber frame home gets you the wow and the green. The single most important choice in the greening of your project. Bottom line, folks, with all the issues of global climate change and energy costs, I can't begin to solve those issues. A little closer to home, though, we're flattening West Virginia mountains for a single day's injection of energy. If our efforts to be green can save a single West Virginia mountain from being destroyed, I'll call it a good day. For more information, you can give us a call at 1-800-357-8555 or feel free to visit our websites. Thank you, and be green.